Diet heavy week with this content, but it's a good one. It's a good one. We're tackling a bunch of different things. Yesterday we talked about the keto diet, and one of the things that it really hopes to zero out of your diet is sugar. So I think that this is just kind of a natural extrapolation of the content this week, especially when we're talking about getting rid of processed foods from your diet, and then, you know what, hey, just getting rid of sugar and what that can do for you over a 14-day spell. So 5 simple steps to kick sugar naturally. Sugar is a common ingredient in several foods we consume. So why is that? It's mostly used as a preservative to keep everything on the shelves for as long as possible, so that, yes, you can, and this just basically goes to stores being able to buy things in bulk. The longer they keep on the shelves, the more they can buy for a reduced cost. That's just the price of doing business in today's day and age. So if you want to eat healthy, this is just a good rule of thumb, okay? Something that I heard a while ago, and it definitely holds true. Whenever you're shopping at a store, you should be shopping at the aisles that go around the store, because there you're going to have your organic food, your fruits and vegetables out there on the periphery, and then you get around to the butcher's desk as well. So you get stuff from the outside, you leave all the regular normies for the inside aisles, because there you got all of your sugar-packed stuff. So back to this, okay? It is indeed a vital source of energy. Vital source of energy? It's definitely a source of energy, and something that has become more prevalent as the years have gone on, but vital, I don't really know about that. Not especially in the way that it's consumed in the places like soft drinks, and then also, boxed processed foods, like the ones that we were talking about on Monday with the ultra-processed foods. Anyways, that can also metabolize fat and prevent the body from using protein as energy. You'd really, really, really have to be starving yourself in order for your body to go through, gluconeogenesis, where you have to break down protein in order to translate it into a very, very, very inefficient form of energy for your body. It's just something that doesn't happen unless you're in a situation of dire, dire distress. Mostly your body will just start to go towards your stored fat, your stored body fat. Anyways, but when we start consuming too much sugar, it starts causing chronic health conditions like diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. Yes, and cancer and all that other good stuff. Whatever the worst fate in life you can possibly think of, sugar's normally a precursor to that. So stop doing it. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. American adults consume nearly 77 grams of sugar on average. Yeah, and you don't even need to be eating, a whole bunch of crap. You don't need to be drinking a whole bunch of soda on top of that to get that much sugar. Because unless you're looking at ingredients, on a consistent basis, there's sugar in just about everything. Just think about the condiments that you have on top of your food, okay? If you have ketchup or mustard or salad dressings on top of that, pay attention to all that stuff, because it always adds up. Yeah, your average American, 77 grams of sugar, which is 3 times more than the recommended sugar amount for women. Yeah, I don't care. 77, 3 times more. That's what women eat. The situation is even more distressing for children. Yeah, of course, because I think they might have made moves to get rid of the vending machines that are in public schools, or at least what's in there, because I remember seeing just about all of that stuff in vending machines in junior high school, and definitely high school as well, right next to the little the packets of chips that were overpriced, and cookies and candy bars and whatever the heck were in there. I couldn't sound like an older man by saying that, but I think they've changed some of that stuff out. I think you can still get bottled water and vitamin water, which again, that was one of those things, okay? Just a little story time for everybody, okay? One of the pre-modules, pre-schooling things that I had to do before I went in to go get my exercise physiology degree to become a personal trainer, there was this little, I think it was like a weekend or something like that. My memory's foggy. That's been about a decade at this point. But one of the instructors that we had broke down what is actually in a vitamin water. I haven't been drinking any of that type of stuff. I think, what was that, 50 Cent was the guy who ended up marketing, and he owns the rights, or at least owned the rights to vitamin water. So he was making a killing off of that stuff while he wasn't producing anything of merit when it came to rap, because again, he got rich and died trying, and then invested, and then didn't go back to the rap game, which kind of sucks. But when you break it down, there is, I think it was like in one bottle of vitamin water, it's supposed to have all of these nutritional values that are inside of it, but it was something like 60 grams of sugar and 200 calories or something like that. Like, it's really terrible for you. You shouldn't be doing that. You can get your nutrition through other means, but they just slap on something that sounds pseudo healthy. It's the same way that Fanta is marketed. Oh, take a look at that. Hey, it's orange flavored, and you like oranges. See, there's even an orange picture that's right on there, and oranges full of vitamin C. It'll keep you healthy and all that stuff. So you just go ahead and you just drink it, okay? Or Barks root beer. Oh, you could just go ahead and you can sit back and you can enjoy it, hey? It's just like a beer that's out there on the road and everybody likes. Oh, you can just treat yourself at that point. All of the marketing is very suspect. As more people get addicted to excessive sugar intake. I think we've talked about sugar addiction before, but yeah, that's a thing because it also stimulates the same points in your brain that cocaine does. Yeah, sugar is a hell of a drug. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you stopped eating sugar for 2 weeks or 14 days? Let's see what do the experts have to say. When you stop eating sugar, your body takes a 360-degree turn and transformation. Not only do you feel fit, but your internal organs cannot stop thanking you. Some of the benefits of cutting back on sugar include healthy skin. All right, sugar causes inflammation within the body. What? Thanks, doctor. Never would have knew that without you. Dr. Saya Obaya, a medical doctor, medical practitioner of health, and I don't know what FAD is, FAAD, a board-certified clinical dermatologist. Must have something to do with that. Okay, the forensic, I'm not even going to begin to know what that means. Inflammation caused by eating foods with high glycemic index, like potatoes as well. Bet you didn't know that one. White bread's the top at 100 or 110. It's something like it just about breaks the scale when it comes to like your white Wonder Bread because it's manufactured to be excessively sweet and overall just really terrible for you. But potatoes are right up there. White potatoes, like your regular russet potatoes, right up there at the top. And bananas. Bananas are pretty close as well. Anyways, inflammation caused by eating foods with high glycemic index can worsen certain skin conditions. Too much sugar can start affecting your skin's potential to repair collagen. Oh, didn't know that. Collagen is an abundant protein that plumps your skin. It strengthens the skin and ensures its good elasticity and hydration. As sugar hinders your repair to your skin's collagen, you may notice less elasticity and premature wrinkles due to this. Oh, okay. But when you cut down on sugar, you can prevent your skin from sagging and premature aging. Healthy heart. Excessive added sugar can be the greatest threat to our cardiovascular health. Kind of figured that. Okay. It can cause the cardiovascular system through uncontrolled inflammation, free radicals, and impaired insulin function. That makes sense because you're constantly spiking your blood sugar levels because you have additional processed sugar in there, and then your body's trying to figure out what the heck do we do with all this additional energy that's in here. So how does reducing or stopping its consumption promote a healthy heart? Well, you don't have additional toxins that are in there. So doctor, you're telling me if I don't sit down with a glass of turpentine every single day, my body's going to end up thanking me for it? Never would have thought that. Thanks, doc. It can limit both cholesterol and triglyceride levels in the human body and decrease heart attack risk. Wow, thanks. High energy. Okay. Being a simple carbohydrate, sugar is digested and absorbed quickly into your bloodstream. Although it may give you a rush of energy at first, eventually it will make you crash as it gets metabolized. Yeah. We all know about the sugar high, okay, and then the crash that follows after that. That's always been colloquially bantied about when it comes to kids, okay, especially always just bouncing off the walls. He was just having his Halloween sugar, and make sure that you don't eat anything too sugary before bed because you won't be able to go to sleep. All of that jazz. A good way to get energy throughout your diet is by adding protein. Yeah. Naturopath diabetes specialist Dr. Stanislaw. I don't know that. Oh, that lady right there. Okay, cool. Nice necklaces, I guess. Have protein for breakfast. I would argue don't have breakfast, but you do you. You do you. Eggs, nuts. Weird. Cottage cheese, sliced apples with peanut butter. Ooh, I don't really know about that. I hate that combination. And again, peanut butter. And again, peanuts are not nuts. They are legumes, and legumes are just naturally inflammatory, but to each their own. I'd go with almond butter, and you can mix it in with steel cut oats. if you include carbohydrates in your diet. But again, I would also just argue for maybe eggs. Eggs are just, they're pretty complete. Just have a few more eggs and then maybe throw on some high quality cheese if you want. Maybe something like that. Whatever, to each their own, I guess. But nuts, obviously, I'll just go to my regular standbys, pecans, macadamia nuts, okay, all of that type of stuff. But the whole sliced apple, putting fructose and then especially a high amount of sugar, or not sugar, sorry, but a high amount of fat, okay, you're confusing your body in that you're just putting on a whole host of macronutrient confusion. And especially for breakfast, you know, after a long stretch of time that you're not eating, it's not exactly the best combination of foods that's out there. I can just say that. Start your day with a balanced blood sugar level. Yeah, and exactly, you're kind of doing the opposite with the last part that's on there. The cottage cheese is fine, even though there's a lot of emulsifiers that's in there. You got to really do your research when you're doing cottage cheese. But eggs, yeah, eggs and certain nuts, that's fine. Okay. When you're giving your body that balanced energy, that's why cutting back on sugar and replacing it with protein can stimulate durable high energy and keep you power packed throughout the entire day. Healthy kidneys. All right. Reducing sugar and carbohydrates can also improve your kidney function. When it comes to diabetics, sorry, not diabetics. Diabetics, is that even? No, it's not. Wilford Brimley never said that. The kidney is the first organ that gets affected due to high blood sugar levels. So when you cut down on sugar consumption, the blood sugar levels remain normal, and so does kidney health. Cool. Weight loss. Wow, you stop eating things that just immediately get stored in the body because you have such an abundance of additional new energy coming in. You just immediately start to lose weight. Wow, imagine that. Sugar has empty calories. Yeah, it's nutritionally vapid. It's just simply a simple carbohydrate. Nothing added on top of it. It's not even like your basic table salt that's out there. At least that's infused with iodine, so you get some benefit out of that. But anyways, yeah, back to simple sugar, which means it hardly contains any nutrients. So when you consume sugar regularly, it contributes to weight gain and obesity. And imagine that. You put yourself in a caloric deficit by restricting the amount of empty calories that you get, and then you start to lose weight. Wild. So, five simple steps to kick sugar addiction naturally. You replace it, you stop thinking about it, okay, all of that type of fun stuff I'd imagine we'll probably get to. So yeah, nice little infographic that's right there. Yes, sweet baked goods, frozen treats, syrups and sweets, sweetened breakfasts, yes, and sugary drinks. You know how you get rid of at least one of those? Stop eating breakfast. That's what I'd advocate for. But again, I'm kind of an intermittent fasting kind of guy. Anyways, keep healthy snacks handy. Yes, like little packets of nuts, but make sure that it's a good selection of nuts that's out there. Okay, but then just also, like when I was more into nut consumption, I would just have my little baggies throughout the week and then just, just appropriately set them out. Okay, I'd have one for every single day and then I'd just grab them and then that would be it for the day. Okay, that's what I would have if I ever wanted a snack. I would always make sure that those would be on handy so that you wouldn't have an opportunity to just look around and take whatever you want. Okay. Try to justify any sort of off-diet snack. That's something you can do, okay? And that's what I would do because healthy snacks, legitimately healthy snacks, they're few and far between. Snacking has become a part of our life. I would argue it shouldn't be if you're just a healthy, active individual with things to do. You don't have time to be snacking or unnecessarily consuming food, but tomato. Whenever we get bored, we start snacking, and in most cases, it's something high in carbohydrates and sugar. The best way to get over this habit is to try healthy alternatives to unhealthy snacks and foods. Dr. Stanislaus says there's many wonderful low-carb replacements now for high-carb foods. Pizza crusts are made out of cauliflower. Yeah, no, that's fine, but you also got to take a look at that as well because they aren't just necessarily cauliflower. There's a lot of, I think, rice flours in a bunch of them. There's a bunch of additional additives in there. Yeah, they might have cauliflower in the crust, okay? It might be an ingredient that's on there, but it's also like craft peddling. Oh, this is our olive oil salad dressing, but meanwhile, it's just mixed with other low-quality oils that are in there in order to keep prices down, but then still be able to market it as, we got olive oil in here. No, you don't. You have a fraction of decent oils that are in there. So you got to be aware of that, okay? And again, if you're looking at weight loss and you're trying to keep to a healthy diet, you shouldn't be looking at pizza anyways, because what you're going to be putting ultimately on top of that, it's probably not going to be healthy to begin with, okay? Pasta can be made out of zucchini noodles, yeah, and I love cookies, so I make chocolate chip cookies out of almond flour and stevia as my sweetener. Yeah, no, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. They're just really expensive to make. Just saying. There's nothing wrong with that. But hey, if it's something that you'd like to dabble in and you enjoy baking, hey, all the power to you. More, yeah, flavorful snack. Try a pizza crust recipe. Yes, exactly. Substitute sweet with savory. Something more satiating. That makes sense. And instead of chocolate and cookies, go for nuts and seeds. Pause. Not only are they rich in omega-3 fatty acids, but they also reduce your sugar cravings. Yes, eat probiotics and sour foods. Probiotics contained in foods such as yogurt, good yogurt, Greek yogurt, Bulgarian yogurt, okay, quality yogurt. It's not just your Yoplait with a bunch of different goofy flavors just squirted into them through, different types of syrups that are out there. But yes, best faith interpretation, yogurts that are high in probiotic qualities can fight and reduce candida, a type of fungal infection in your body. Yes, it affects your gut microbiome and it subsists and it multiplies based on sugar. Ergo, you starve the candida, it cannot multiply and cannot negatively affect your gut microbiome. Simple as. You can consume a high amount of carbohydrates and added sugar. In a result, candida overgrowth. Eventually, your blood sugar rises and converts the candida into a pathogenic form. Since probiotics can help treat candida, you can add food like kefir, fermented vegetables, kimchi, and apple cider vinegar into your diet to help improve your gut health and reduce sugar cravings. I wake up every morning. I've talked about this a few different times. 2 times a day, I consume this concoction. I'm staring over there at it, and it's not tasty, but it is necessary. It's diluted apple cider vinegar, because if you consume vinegar consistently, just straight from the cup, you're just going to end up doing more damage to your esophagus, especially. Okay, you're just inviting ulcers right there at the source, but it's diluted. It's normally shakes out to be about 10 to 12 ounces in a 24-ounce water bottle. Okay, and then I throw in some turmeric on top of that and some cinnamon and a pinch of pepper in order to activate the turmeric. Okay, it's not tasty. It tastes like, what's the best way to describe it? Like sucking on the bottom of a mustard bottle with a hint of heat. It's not good. It's not good. But it is necessary because it gets a bunch of different things that I can't normally get because I'm not a kimchi guy. I'm not a kefir. I'm not a sauerkraut type of person. I got nothing to throw it on. I already got enough stuff on top of my big salad that I eat every day. So if I wanted to throw additional stuff on top of that, yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, that's what I drink on top of that in order to get, there's little probiotics. And then also, from time to time, I like to also consume cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. Broccoli is another thing that I eat on the side as well, pretty consistently as well. But Brussels sprouts, asparagus, all of those types of delicious types of vegetables that are out there. Big leafy greens. Food and life modifications. All right, here we go. Joseph Mercola. We've talked about him before. Family physician, author, and recipient of several awards in natural health, recommends making lifestyle modifications to keep blood sugar levels normal. He suggests trying an organic diet with unprocessed foods. Wow, imagine that. Good. Thanks, tips. Eat food with natural sugar. You can also try out Satisfy Sweet Tooth, 2 to 3 servings of fresh fruit daily. Be careful which ones you're eating. If you're going to be doing fresh fruit, I'd go with berries because they're low glycemic foods, and then also have a relatively small amount of fructose that are in them. I'd go with berries, okay? Berries and melons, that's always a good place to go. Anything outside of that, sure, you can get some vitamins and nutrients. You can justify it that way, but it's also very high in glycemic content, just say that. And also try other natural alternatives like dried fruit, rolled dates, raw honey, and coconut nectar. Never heard of coconut nectar, but a lot of that stuff also has added sugar, especially dried fruits, okay? Dried cranberries, dried raisins, okay? a lot of added sugar on top of that, so pay attention to that. Although it will seem tough to adapt at first, eventually you will get used to it. But I like all that stuff, so I kind of know this stuff. Like, this is firsthand testimony, looking at all of these labels and deciphering what is best for my diet. Are there downsides to cutting down sugar? Nope. No, I'm just joking. Cutting down on sugar has a similar effect on your body and brain as stopping addictive drugs, which means your body may respond differently during the initial days. Yes. It may cause physical and mental problems. You may face depression. Well, if you're also just filling up your time, you won't have time to feel depressed. Now, will you? Anxiety. And again, see the previous explanation. Cognitive issues, sleep issues, cravings, and headaches, and you may feel physically down. Your intensity or severity of these symptoms will depend on how much sugar you consumed earlier, but as you get habituated, your withdrawal symptoms will lessen. Yeah, expect 3 days to be real tough, but then after that you get over the hill and then it's all copacetic. Sustainable ways to lower sugar intake, decrease alcohol consumption. Yeah, exactly. A lot of added sugar is in there, obviously. Go through product labels to know the amount of sugar in the food you are eating. Even right now, watch your portion size. Yeah, exactly, because it might say, well, there's only 2 grams of sugar per this portion, but if you're eating 8 portions, you got a problem. Try an unsweetened version of sweet products. Yeah, that's also like coconut. Like, I like adding coconut to a bunch of different things, but there's a difference between sweetened and unsweetened coconut, and it's a lot of sugar. Okay, so pay attention to that stuff. Okay, brush your teeth after dinner to cut down on dessert cravings. Yeah, because you just put up, that's also just kind of a mental trick on top of that, okay? You just close yourself off to food by just brushing your teeth, because who wants to go through that rigmarole anymore, okay? You just brush your teeth, stop it, okay? So yeah, those are actually some pretty decent tips. Didn't anticipate that, but hey, glad we went through it. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Cotswell. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. And hopefully we got something different for tomorrow, but I can't promise anything. Take care, everyone.